Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's episode, which is how to be confident, how to build your self esteem, and know your worth on the Sugar Pills, a Practical Guide to Self Care podcast, be sure to check out the description box down below and also our show notes in case you are in need of additional support. We have our self love journal that is a great supplement to your self love journey, and it's really great, and we will also reference it a lot during our podcast and additional courses. Also, check down below our The Art of Self-Love masterclass, our Create Your Dream Life course, and our More Than Enough course. We have tons of courses down there, so check them out. Also, be sure to join our newsletter, and when you do, it's a free weekly newsletter where I share different tips and resources on your glow up, and you also get a free self-love guide when you sign up for the newsletter. So definitely check that out. It is all linked down below. So with that, let's dive right on in. So I really wanted to talk about confidence. What is it and how do you build it within yourself? Okay. And for me, one quote that I really like to think about is by Bernard M. Barash. And he says, "Be who you are, say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind." And I really think that is the essence of self confidence, where you can say, I'm going to show up fully as who I am. I'm going to say what I want. I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to say what I feel. And I'm not worried about being validated, about being accepted, about being co signed by other people, because I already validate and accept and co sign myself. So the confidence in who I am, the trusting in who I am, comes from me, it comes from within. Okay. Now, the first insight is that in order to cultivate self confidence, and self confidence to me really just is the trust in yourself, the trust that who you are is enough, the trust that you can take care of yourself, the trust that you can get and be and do who you want to be, and you can show up fully without needing the validation of others. That's what really confidence is to me, is the trust in that. So, the first insight is that comparison and perfectionism, they kill confidence. So, in order to build your self-esteem, in order to build your confidence, you have to know what is right now separating you and hindering you from being that confident person that you want to be. And usually that's two things. One, it's self sabotage through perfectionism, thinking that you have to be perfect or say things perfectly, look perfectly, have everything go well in order to be good enough. So that's why a lot of times people won't start a project, they won't go out on a date, they won't build a business, they won't wear a bikini, they won't go outside without wearing makeup or whatever it is, because they think that in order to do something or to try something, they have to be perfect or it has to be done perfectly. And that has to kill your confidence. The second is comparison syndrome, thinking that you have to, you know, be like somebody else or keep up with the Joneses, or that you have to, you know, be like Instagram or YouTube or whatever the case may be. Comparing your life to the life of others, thinking that you have to be like somebody or be like something else, kills your confidence. And that's because you are uniquely and woefully made. You are who you are. And when you know that you don't have to be like someone else. You don't have to, keep up with the Joneses or look like an Instagram model or have all of this money or all of this, that, and the third in order to be worthy and valuable and enough. You're not comparing yourself to other people. Not only does that kill your confidence, but it kills your joy and it keeps you stuck and it keeps you sad and it keeps you depressed. So, two things that really kill confidence is perfectionism and comparison. Okay. You don't have to be this cookie cutter person. Oh, thank you so much. Hey, Ace. That's right, you guys. If you're watching, be sure to comment down below with your comments and your questions, because I do want this to be interactive. So if you have questions, if you have comments, put them down below and we can talk about it. So Ace Patterson says, so true. Perfectionism and comparison are the two biggest confidence killers. That is so true. Thinking you have to be perfect and thinking you have to compare yourself to other people will definitely kill your confidence. And the reason why that is because they are illusions. Perfection does not actually exist. It's not, nothing is perfect and no one is perfect. So if you think you have to be perfect or do things perfectly in order to start, or in order to be worthy, in order to be deserving, then you're always chasing a fantasy, because perfectionism does not exist. Okay? Also, comparison. You can only be who you are, and you can only live in your lane, and you can only walk in your own shoes. So if you're constantly comparing yourself to other people, you're going to kill your confidence, and you're also going to kill your potential, because the potential that lives inside you is unique to who you are. So while you're trying to fit into a cookie cutter mold, you're actually cutting off your own potentiality. Hey, Sequoia, she goes, hello, Candy, everyone, semi-new here. Well, welcome. I told you, in addition to pop culture reality TV, we also do wellness and self-care as well. So welcome. So next up, the next insight. Oh, actually, I want to give you a tool. And this tool is affirmations. So a lot of people talk about affirmations, affirm. But what are affirmations? How do you do them? And are they really helpful? And how do you use them in a practical way that's not kind of woo-woo? So an affirmation is literally just a belief that is in a form of a thought or a sentence, but it's a belief that you claim and hold to be true. That's all an affirmation is. It's just to affirm. It's what you are claiming, what you are affirming, what you are saying yes to, that you hold and claim to be true. You can have positive affirmations, or you could have negative affirmations, but they're still affirmations. Affirming is just saying what you're affirming, this is true. It's just what you claim to be true about yourself. A negative affirmation is, I'm always late. I'm never chosen. I'm not good enough. I'm too this. I'm not enough of that. Nothing ever works out for me. Of course, that happens to me. I have such bad luck. Those are just beliefs that you are affirming to be true, but they're negative. Positive affirmations are, I'm always on time. I'm perfect as I am. I am good enough. I'm abundant. I am enjoying my life. Everything always works out for me. You know, I am confident in who I am. Every day I get smarter and better in every way. Those are also affirmations. It's just, what are you claiming? What are you affirming to be true about who you are? Now, when it comes to self-confidence, I want to give you a couple of affirmations that you can use. You can write them down in your journal. You can put them on Post-it notes and put them around your house. You can say them at night as you go to sleep. One thing I like to do, I do my affirmations just when I'm out for a walk. I'll just in my mind affirm different things to myself. If I'm washing the dishes, if I'm doing whatever, I just make it a part of my lifestyle, that whenever I have downtime or time where I can be mindful, I just affirm to myself what I want. And some good affirmations for self-confidence is, I am uniquely me and that is enough. I believe in myself and my abilities. I am worthy of success on my own terms. I'm going to get into that a little bit later. Every day, my confidence grows and grows. I am confident and value myself. I believe in myself and my skills. I have the power to change the world. I have the power to change myself. I am confident in my abilities. I grow with every challenge. I am consistent in my hard work. Hey, Golden Good says, hey, Candy in chat. Hello. That's right, you guys. If you have questions or comments, put them down below and I will definitely address them. So those are different affirmations for confidence, for self-esteem, and write them out. So that's a really good thing to do because you want to shift your mindset. You want to shift the way you talk to yourself about yourself. You want to shift the way you feel about yourself to yourself through affirming those things. I am unique and that is enough. Every day I grow, every day I learn. It could be as simple. Every day my confidence grows and grows. Every day I believe in myself more and more. It could even be that simple. So now that we know what kills confidence, perfectionism and comparison, that's going to kill your confidence. But what strengthens your confidence? And to me, it's mindfulness. Mindfulness is a big way to strengthen your confidence. So, whenever you're faced with a task or taking a risk that requires confidence, I want you to take back control of what that means through mindfulness. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you the definition of what confidence is, okay? So, the American Psychological Association defines self confidence as a belief that one is capable of successfully meeting the demands of a task. That is what confidence is. You are confident that you can successfully do something. Where mindfulness comes in to strengthen that confidence is you get to decide what you define success to be. This is a big reason why we're not confident in a lot of things. We think that in order to be successful, it has to look like this. It has to be perfect. It has to look like what everybody else is doing in order for it to be, quote, successful. But the truth is, we have the power to define what success is and what it looks and feels like in our own lives. And when you control what the definition of success is, then you can be confident that you can meet that task because you put the control back in your own hands. You're taking back control through mindfulness. Now, when we say things like task or risk, I just mean everyday life things. I want this to be very practical and very tangible. So if that task is applying for a job that you might not think you're really qualified for, but you really want it, it's a dream job. That task might look like going on a date, if you've been single but you're scared to put yourself out there. That task could even be, say you feel like you always have to wear makeup and look absolutely put together before going out in public. That task could be going to get your groceries without any makeup on. It might sound trivial, but for some people, they don't have the confidence to do that. It might be wearing a bikini or a bathing suit and not worrying about, how other people are going to judge or see you. Again, it might sound trivial to some people, but to some people, wearing a bathing suit or a bikini is a huge thing. They don't have the confidence to do it, right? So think about these every day, or even asking for a raise at your job, right? Or the confidence. Then there's also the bigger things, the confidence to start a business, start a blog, start a podcast, post more meaningful things that you want to put out there, be a little bit more vulnerable on social media. Whatever the case is, some people lack that confidence because they're putting too much pressure and they are relying on what success is by external factors rather than by defining to themselves what success is. So I'll give you a very concrete example. I'm going to say hi to some people. Hi, Jimmy says, good to hear from you. You as well. Are you from the States? Yes, I'm from the United States. You could give a class to my people, business-minded employees. I would love that. Definitely send me a message on LinkedIn. I would absolutely love that. Absolutely. Thank you, Jimmy. So I'm going to give you a very concrete example of how to apply mindfulness in order to boost your confidence. So say you are single and you're starting to date again. You're putting yourself back out there and you're really scared that you lack the confidence to go on a date because and this is an exercise you could do. Get your journal out and on one side of the paper say, my default thinking of what a successful date is ... And I want you just to journal it out. Whatever your quote task is, this is just an example. It could be, and this is just your default, what you just default think successful dating is. He turns out to be the one. We end up getting engaged. We're now talking about, having a family together. We're now planning the wedding, blah, 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 blah. That is so much pressure on what you think a quote successful date is. In order for this date to be successful, this person has to be the one. It has to end in marriage and kids. That is so much pressure, so much stress. And you may not even be consciously aware that that is what is hindering you from putting yourself out there, because you're actually fearful, you lack the confidence that the date isn't going to go perfectly and it isn't going to end up with this huge wedding and kids and crazy story to tell people. That could be your default, what you're defaulting to, those type of pressures, that type of conditioning. That's not being mindful, that's being programmed. So then I want you to cross that out. And then on another piece of paper, I want you to put, I choose a successful date to look like this, dot, 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 dot. And this is where mindfulness comes in. And mindfulness is just observing whatever your mind is thinking, your thoughts and your patterns, and then choosing your thoughts and your beliefs and choosing how you're going to respond. Mindfulness gives you choice. Then you could say, well, you know what? Maybe for me, a successful date would just be, I'm going to really put effort in, doing my hair and makeup and my outfit and how I look. Or if you're a guy, whatever it is for guys, same thing. Or whatever, this successful date is just, I'm going to go in and I'm going to really be an active listener on this date. I'm going to really listen to what my date has to say. I'm going to be engaged. A successful date to me is being a little bit more vulnerable than I usually am, opening up a little bit more. A successful date to me is, coming in with an open mind, taking the pressure off and just having fun, allowing myself to, just be. A successful date to me is just actually showing up, going out there and putting myself out there. Now, doesn't that feel a lot lighter? Doesn't that feel a lot easier that you are consciously deciding what success is in any given task? And also, the difference is every single thing that you decide is in your own control. That is where confidence and trust comes in. If what I define success to be is something that I chose and something that is in my control, then I can trust myself and that I can successfully do it. Whereas the other one, you can't control if the next person you go on a date with is the one and you're going to get married and have kids and live happily ever after. But you can control if you put a little bit more effort in. You can control if you're being a little bit more vulnerable. You can control if you go in with an open mind. You can control if you just show up. You can control if you don't talk about your ex. You can control if you ask open-ended questions and all of that stuff. So one big way to strengthen your confidence is to get clear on whatever area it is, whether it's your love life, your finances, your body, whatever it is, where you've been meaning to do something, but you've lacked that confidence to do it because you're fearful that you're not going to be successful in the outcome. Mindfulness will allow you to see what your limiting beliefs are, what the block is, what your default is, consciously getting rid of it, and then choosing to define what success is different. Maybe going to the job interview, maybe success isn't, getting the exact pay I want and landing the job and starting in 2 weeks. Maybe success is, I'm going to show up, I'm going to be proud about who I am, I'm going to share my experiences, and I'm going to ask for the pay that I know I deserve. Just showing up differently, asking for what you want, knowing what you deserve. Maybe that is what success is. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's what it is. So I really think that redefining what success is, what a successful outcome is, can really boost your confidence because it puts you in control. You define what success is, and the outcome is really up to you. So that's another insight, okay? Now, the next is celebrate. This is my favorite thing. Celebrate big and small. If you keep your word about something to yourself or to other people, if you do something that's a little bit scary and it works out, or even if it doesn't work out, celebrate the little wins and the big wins. Celebrate just going on the date, celebrate opening up the dating app, celebrate applying to the jobs, celebrate starting the hobby, putting yourself out there. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be complete. You just have to start, you just have to try, and celebrate that as you go along. Celebrate all of those things. Learn to enjoy your life, learn to celebrate yourself, learn to honor yourself on the journey. Don't wait for meeting the one to celebrate. Don't wait for landing the job to celebrate. Celebrate all of the small stuff. And your body will start to get used to that good feeling. Your body will start to want that joy, to want that excitement, to want that celebration. Your energy will change and you'll start to crave it. So the more and more you celebrate the small wins, the more and more you'll find things to celebrate for. So definitely celebrate that as you go along. The next is insight number 3 is Oh, wait 1 second, you guys. Self-compassion and resiliency solidifies self-confidence, okay? So the first insight we talked about is what kills confidence: perfectionism and comparison syndrome. You don't have to be perfect, and don't compare yourself to people. You don't need that. Let that go. That will kill your confidence. What strengthens your confidence is taking back control, redefining what success is through mindfulness. Now, what solidifies your confidence, what makes you unshakably confident, is self-compassion and resiliency. So if confidence is the trust in something, I trust that this can be successful, I trust that this is going to work out, then self-confidence in its simplest form is trust in yourself. And the reason why trusting in yourself, to me, to continue that, is trusting in yourself to take care of yourself regardless of what happens. That to me is unshakable self-confidence. That's why we have people who, are entrepreneurs or creators or inventors or whatever. They quote fail more than they succeed, because they don't look at the failure as an indication of who they are, and they trust themselves enough to know that I can try something, it not work out, but I can still take care of myself. I'm still enough. I'm still here. I still have ideas. I still have value. I still have worth. I'm just going to go try again. They have a trust in themselves. That's why you have to be compassionate and not critical. And that really builds confidence, right? That you can fall down and you can get up again. It could not work out and you can try again. You could not get it and you're not dead and you're not all of that stuff, right? That is what truly confident people have. It's not the confidence that I'm going to try this and I know 100% it's going to work out and I'm going to be successful. That's not what confidence is. Confidence is I can try anything I want a million times plus one, and I have trust in myself that I'm still going to be okay. That's what true self-confidence is. That I can go on the date and it not work out and I know how to take care of myself. That I could start the business and the business could not work out and I can still take care of myself. That I could ask for the raise at work and not get the raise at work and I will still be okay and I can take care of myself. That I could start the hobby, not like the hobby, quit the hobby, and I'm still okay. It's a separation between who I am and what I do. That's true self-confidence. I trust myself that I can do these things, I can try these things, and whether or not these things work out does not affect my worthiness and my value and my lovability and my ability to love myself and trust myself and to take care of myself. That's what unshakable confidence is. Whether or not this works out, I'm okay. Whether or not this works out, I'm still good enough. I'm still worthy and I'm still valuable. I can fail at this, but I am not a failure. That's what true confidence is. Because anybody who truly succeeds, they've been failing until they succeed. You're constantly failing until you succeed. Think about a baby who learns how to walk. They're falling and they're crawling before they can walk. Think about any invention that we made, big or small. You know, you're watching this through a computer or through your lap or through an iPad or your iPhone. They failed at making this technology 1,000 times more than they succeeded. Because the funny part is, you only need to succeed once. It only needs to work out that one time. And then you have it. And then you start something else and you fail and fail and fail and fail and fail until that thing works out once. And then you start something else and you fail until that thing works out once. Everything we have, electricity, the clothes that you're wearing, the books that you're reading, the technology that you're using, all of that was just one success followed by hundreds of failed attempts. That's all it is. But whoever created it, whoever kept going, had the confidence that it doesn't have to work out this time. I still have the confidence in myself to take care of myself, to try again. And that's what true confidence is. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box. Hey, April, what is up? Hey, Sequoia, she goes, a lot missed that. So true to understand what success means to the individual, and money is not always it. Exactly. Money may be a byproduct of success, but money is not success. And when people get those two things intertwisted, or people get those things intertwined, that causes a lot of unnecessary suffering. It causes low self-esteem. It causes a lack of self, a lack in confidence. It causes a lot of bad things when you equate success with money. Money is a byproduct of success. Money is not success. Hey, Nikki, what is up, sweetheart? So there you have it, guys. That is my blueprint on how to be confident and how to know your worth. The first is, don't let perfectionism and comparing yourself to others, this is nothing but illusion and fantasy. No one and nothing is perfect, and you are uniquely made, and you have your own potential and race to run. So don't compare yourself to others. That kills confidence. The next is, through mindfulness, actually deciding what you define success to be, and let what that is be within your control. You can't control other people. You can't always control outcomes, but you can control yourself, how you show up in any situation. Redefine what success is for you through mindfulness, and that will strengthen your confidence, because you can have trust in yourself that you can do what you said you were going to do. And then last but not least, through self-compassion, that's saying, you know what, I may have made a mistake, or this may have not worked out, or this didn't go the way I wanted it to go, but I'm still okay. I'm still good enough. I can still take care of myself. I can journal. I can meditate. I can talk to a friend. I can write it out. I can go to therapy. I can do whatever I need to do just to make myself feel better about whatever happened. And then I can keep it popping. I can crack on. I can then try again. I can then start over, or whatever the case may be. Or you can just say, this thing didn't work out, but now I have this wisdom. Now I have this experience. Now I have this knowledge that I can now go take to the next thing that I do. I am confident enough to know that this doesn't have to work out, quote, perfectly or, quote, successfully. And that's not an indication of who I am as a person. These are just things that I'm doing, but my worthiness does not change. My value does not change. My lovability does not change. Those things are non-negotiable, regardless of what you choose to do out in the world, right? True confidence is having that disconnect between who you are and what you do. And when you're truly confident, when you truly trust yourself, you know that regardless of what you do or what you don't do, what works or what doesn't work, you're still enough. You can fail at something, you are not the failure. Something isn't working out, it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It just is what it is. And being confident in yourself, you take that wisdom, you take that experience, and then you apply it differently next time. That's really what it's about. But you do that through self-compassion, through allowing yourself to be a human being, by knowing that mistakes is just what you sign up for as a human being. None of us are perfect. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to make the wrong decision. Things aren't going to work out, but that's okay. It's okay. It really is. It's a part of being human. So let yourself off the hook and just say, you know what? Failing, it's a part of the game. Making mistakes, it's a part of the game. Not knowing what to do, it's a part of the game. Not getting what I think I want is a part of the game. And sometimes the biggest blessing is not getting what you think you wanted. Sometimes that's the biggest blessing, right? Sometimes you can look back and be like, oh, I really wanted that to work out. Whew, but thank God it didn't, right? So you never know. But having self-compassion, forgiving yourself and holding yourself in a space versus being critical and judgmental. Oh, I'm so stupid. I'll never be successful. I'll never make the money. I'll never have the relationship. Nothing works out for me. Of course, I'm a failure. Everybody said I wasn't good enough. Now the fact that this doesn't work out, it just proves it. No, let all of that crap, let all of that BS go. None of that. It just means now I have some information and I'm going to do it differently and better next time. That's it. That's it. You know, what if is it the Wright brothers who made the plane? What if the Wright brothers, the first time they failed, was like, you know what? We failed. That will never we wouldn't have planes, you know? The Ford brothers with the cars, if they stopped the first time they failed, we wouldn't have cars. If Steve Jobs quit the first time he failed, we wouldn't have iPhones and iPads and MacBooks. You know, anybody who's a creator or an innovator out there, you know, think about the music you hear. If your favorite musician quit the first time they failed, you wouldn't have all the music they put in the world. You know, if a seamstress quit the first time they failed, we wouldn't have clothes. If our children, I don't have children, but you know what I mean? If a child quit the first time they fell down when they tried to walk, none of us would walk. None of us would walk. That's why you can't quit the first time you fall down. It's a process, right? But I think at the core of all of it is cultivating a loving and compassionate relationship with yourself. Having that foundation of self-love, that I hold myself in a loving and a compassionate and accepting and forgiving way. And from there, you get confidence, you get esteem, you get respect, you know, you get all of that stuff. From there, you get resiliency. You have to be resilient in this world. But it starts with that base level of loving yourself first. Hey Sequoia says, thank you, Candy. This is really positive and refreshing to have on YouTube. I hope you reach more people. Thank you so much. Hey, Cancer Queen, I love the black on you. It's beautiful. Thank you. Hey, Sequoia, that's why I don't believe in karma, because bad things happen to good people too, in my opinion. Sequoia says, I have to accept life happens and be able to move on. Yes, exactly. And we give the meaning to all of that. We decide how it is. So I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I know it was for me. And if you need additional support, go ahead and grab our self-love journal. It is linked down below. And then we also have a ton of courses on self-love. We have the Art of Self-Love Masterclass, the More Than Enough course, and we also have the Create Your Dream Life course as well. All of those are linked down below. And grab our free Self-Love Made Simple guide. And when you do, you'll get on our newsletter. It's a free weekly newsletter of fun resources, and you also get the free guide. So with that, you guys, thank you so much. This has been so much fun. And yeah, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. And also be sure to share this with a friend, because your journey to self-love and self-worth is always better with a little bit of support. So with that, you guys, I love you. Bye.
Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor, and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and join the conversation on Instagram @Candy Washington. Let's go.